Hi, I'm really sore from kayaking in 4 little lakes on the chain of lakes yesterday, so I'm finding I don't want to, I don't know, my hands, I keep stretching my hands, and I don't know. Anyway, feeling a little self-conscious, but not so self-conscious that I won't be myself, so I'm going to write another song. The table just fell over. It's really windy here. If I had to say what's been good for me, I wouldn't know how to answer. Say what is best for me, I wouldn't know how to answer that. 'Cause I spent time around the other team and found that I am like myself, but also like you, and I'm not one thing, I am many things. It's true, so I should go to Sturgeon Bay and face the ghosts of my past, but I don't want to. I am stalling. I've been here most of the day, not here, but on this little landmine, like a gold mine. It's fine. It's fine. And I will change myself to change you. I can only change myself. I can't change you. 'Cause you are you, and I what I need. These dogs are barking at people that aren't me, and that's important to me. I keep checking to see if I'm bothering you. Even a dog, I'll keep checking to see if I'm bothering you. That's how I was treated, like a dog that's being abused. I'll keep checking to see if I'm bothering you. So, other people, including me when I've been drinking and I'm with other people don't check around to see if they're bothering someone. I have a thing where, especially if I'm alone, I'm constantly aware of how I might be bothering someone else. And I didn't mean to say all dogs are abused. The person who abused me, he had a Jack Russell Terrier who he loved to say was so smart, and then he would like kick him and abuse him right in front of me. And I was already 6 months into this abusive, horrible relationship in college by the time I saw that he was abusing a dog. So, like, if I had seen that earlier, maybe I would have been able to get out. But I tell this story not because I want to keep reliving it, but because I believe that women everywhere keep getting into it. Like, I didn't invent trauma. I didn't invent rape. I didn't invent abuse. But, like, one thing leads to another. And most of this stuff goes untreated because it doesn't necessarily need medication. It needs sympathy. And it needs help at the roots. Because usually somebody in their past treated them in a way that, even if it was for the best intentions, made them feel like they had to just say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and follow along. And if they get around some sort of narcissist or some sort of, like, leader type who tells them to say that, but that person's abusive, like, how do you get out if you've spent your whole life being yes ma'am, yes sir? So thankfully the kids I know have a lot of independence. Because if you have more independence, I mean, I had independence too, but for some reason I just overly internalized the yes ma'am, yes sir approach to life through school and through my parents. These dogs are really cute, but if I turn my little video around on them, I would feel like I'm being a jerk. It's like sports cars coming in here, and the girl that was reminding me of my college self was like clapping for them, and I think she was being sarcastic. Well, I'd play you another song, but all I've been doing all day is playing you songs. And I should probably drink my mead and then see how I feel to drive. I'll probably wait a little while. I'll for sure wait a little while. But that puts this whole evening a lot later than I thought it would be. But I really don't need the things I think I need, and I'm trying to learn to trust God and trust flow. And even though I felt like I was running about an hour and a half to 2 hours behind earlier in the day, I kept praying about it or fretting about it and kept hearing kind of in my guidance way that, like, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. This is what I knew would happen, is sort of what the guidance said. It's like it knew that I would be defiant and need to go to the top, to the tip, to the head of the, the end of the peninsula, knowing that I mean, I remember hearing the guidance questions last night, like, do you really want to go there? Like, it's just out of the way for no reason. But I did. I had this weird ambition feeling of, like, I'm going to go there because that's where I want to have been on the whole peninsula. But the places my sister recommended to go to had nothing to do with that area. I just went there because I wanted to. And it was very, like, defiant and very self-driven, and I've learned that God kind of works with me when I'm like that. Or the universe, however you see it, it's like the flow, the sense of flow kind of works with me when I get like that. My commemorative cup that I thought would be so nice for $7 is a piece of plastic that's probably, like, clipped together. It's kind of junky. I was expecting better. Don't get the commemorative cup. I don't know that I would have bought a $7 glass of mead. But the flight was cute. You saw that. I had pictures. I don't know if I took a video. So maybe you didn't see. I'm getting really lost in my own documentation process. Because sometimes I take pictures, sometimes I do voice memos. I try to let the voice memos be private for me and the videos be more public, or at least on my YouTube, even if I were to tag them privately. It's really hard to know what to do with your life. Some people would say, well, try to make money, because you have to make sure you can eat. But I feel this weird God flow, being this weirdo in the world and being creative and giving people a glimpse to the inside of my life. It's not that I think I'm so important or so special. It's more that I want to crack open the artist's temperament and artist mentality and kind of show why a lot of artists end up floating away from things. We don't usually get into politics. We don't usually lead groups. If we lead by just being ourselves quietly off in a corner. And that's only because popular or cool kids decided to like us for that season. It's not something crafted. It's just not. And I've tried to make something crafted, and I've crafted 128 tracks of people that I love, thinking that would curate. I mean, really, we did like 17 house shows, and thinking that would grow a sense of community, but most of those people don't really reach out to me, and I don't reach out to them, to be fair, but it's more just like, what was that? What is that for? And I think, was it for ambition or was it for something more? I don't know. I really don't know. Did I want to be known? If so, try to be known by not your competitors. Like, whether or not people see fellow musicians in the music scene as competitors, they actually are your competitors. But I would love to think that there is a such thing as community, but at any given time, everybody can just listen to one person. And so for me to have spent like 4 years of my life building up my competitors and not putting any energy into my own music and doing it as sloppy as possible just to get it out there and putting a lot of energy into my competitors, it doesn't make sense. Do that if you love them. Like, if one of my competitors, like Van Lenti, is both my friend, I mean, we're not super close, but like, we're two super introverts, and like, yeah, we have an age gap, but like, you know, she's someone I would listen to just because. And I can't like build her up if she doesn't want to do that. Like, she's working on an art degree, but she's someone I would actually listen to on my own in my free time. And so that one makes sense for me to build up and spend a lot of energy on. But like, to do that for everyone that I've ever heard of or know, like, what's the sustainability in that? But yet that's what I was doing. I wasn't meaning to, but I mean, I did it for 100+ people. It's insane. That wasn't Brian, that was me. Brian was running the sound for them when it was at our house. I just have this like weird, almost sick obsession with bigger, better, more. And it's like, for who? For what? The local like reviewing paper didn't even end up writing an article about it, which surprised me, because I thought they write articles about me solo, but I thought if I coordinated and curated something that involved 128 or 126 whatever tracks of Michigan artists, that they'd be more into that. I thought they would be really into that, and they didn't even write a quick blurb about it. They didn't even play it on the radio. So, and I did write them like 3 times. So, you know, don't do things because you think it's going to get a certain reaction. Like, not that that's why I did it. I love these people. I really do love a lot of them, but you can love them without pausing your own trajectory to honor their trajectory. You can just love them and just know about them without like almost like laying claim to them. Or I wasn't trying to lay claim to them. That wasn't the motivation, but it was like this weird way of like collecting, like being a collector of music. And then by being a collector of music, because I knew the musicians, I became a collector of musicians. And it just ended up fairly toxic for me, because let me put it differently, because I'm trying not to talk bad about my past. It was a great learning experience. I learned that being a curator of souls and of people rather than just of content can create some resentment if people don't put any of that energy back towards you. If they take the energy that you gave them as fuel and they fuel things that have nothing to do with you, and they don't include you in those things and don't really honor you or thank you, which isn't true for everyone, but some people straight up didn't thank me even though they're friends of ours. And I realized I'm really triggered by a lack of appreciation. If I'm going to do that much more work for other people than a lot of people around me, and then I'm not even appreciated for it, it can make me feel really bad about both myself and about you. So, and then I don't like having to have that resentment in my skin. So I pulled away quite a bit so that I wouldn't just be having these silent, subtle resentments around people that just said they cared about me but didn't show it in actions in any way. And in fact, some of them ended up having kind of like anger or subtle beneath the surface anger at me for being different than them, or just for who knows why, their own personal issues. And too much. Anyway, cheers. Crappy plastic cup. Alright, well, having so much storage on my phone is possibly bad for my YouTubing addiction, but maybe addictions just mean you love something. I don't mind my own face. It's helping with my borderline feelings and my detachment from my own life. I like feeling like who I am matters, even if it just matters to me. Even if I just go back and watch this Door County trip and Wisconsin trip and Minnesota trip and drive back to Michigan trip. And if I just remember what this meant to me, which I'm not even really sharing a lot about that, but if I remember what this meant to me, to rewrite my own past by reliving this area and living it, I mean, not just reliving, I only had one bad memory, but like also I'm putting a million good memories in all these places, including all the memories my sister has here, and now I'm having like basically a sabbatical here, and partly thinking of my sister, thinking of my boyfriend, having so many good moments. Like, it's heaven, and I needed this, and God, and this is how I understand the world, but God gave this to me, because I prayed to almost talk God out of this impulse that I had, because it's COVID, and it's, I don't know, but I knew I wanted to go. When my sister said she was coming from Colorado to Minnesota, I knew I wanted to go. I knew I didn't want to make the drive in one day from Michigan. So I made it a multi-day trip, both times, both there and back. Solid touring 2020. And that's my life. Thanks for watching my weirdo channel. And I have a lot of feelings, and I bet they come through the videos, because whenever I rewatch these, I re-feel whatever I felt. And I know that's probably intense, but I know some people really like feeling, and they like going through emotions. It's kind of like a play, but it's a sad play. It's a play I wouldn't have the patience to write. Okay, I'm gonna go. The dog's not barking at me. Oh, maybe that time he was. No, he's barking at all the like bros over to my right. This dog knows bros. This dog barks at bros. I noticed that just now. If you're a bro, I'm not saying that to be offensive to you. Like, if you like being kind of macho, cool, but we probably don't have very much in common, but I'd probably laugh at your jokes, to be honest. I tend to like things that are funny, but I don't tend to like things that are funny at the expense of others. There's me in a nutshell. All right, bye.